to and you said, I have the pen, I have the paper, I can write this. Now that you're older and this stretch coming up, how does it take on even more weight knowing what you can do here, but not just for you, but this team and how it's perceived?
Yeah, I mean, you just said I haven't been, I guess, in this position a few times. Understanding this is when the real football begins. It's kind of why I alluded to a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't done anything. You know what I mean? Like this team hadn't in this sense. Obviously, we're getting better, and that's the main and important goal. But what's in front of us is everything that we want, what we want to accomplish, and when we have that, starting with this the stretch here in December, leading into January, then we can take that momentum into the playoffs and go for what the real goal is. And so it's just continuously about building, and it's to make sure these guys understand to be focused. The details and the discipline are needed now more than ever, and the communication has to be at an all-time high. And obviously not just in the offense and the way that we're communicating at the ball, but from both sides of the ball of being complimentary from one another. Whether it was, as Mike has said, me talking to those guys leading the field last week, about them going to make a stop to them picking us up when we need to. It's about understanding that this is when we really have to count on our brotherhood and everything that we've built going back to the spring is for these moments that are ahead of us.
Did you know you the focus and the attention to detail when the stakes go way back up like this? After you all have been pretty good taking care of business for a few weeks.
One more time? Just because one more time. Let me see.
The stakes are really high again. You went through several games where he's a big favorite, all that kind of stuff. But you just talked about that focus and attention to detail. The stakes are high.
Yeah, because these are the moments that we've prepared for. To be honest with you, I mean, not that we didn't for all these other past games, but we understood that we need all of these games. But this is the stretch in the season when you look at the schedule that you had to be excited about. And obviously, as the season has played out and the numbers have gotten where they've gotten, you see the division right here in potential grabs. You see the other playoff teams that you're going to play in the back end of this thing is. These are the moments that we've prepared for, we've built for, that we've worked this culture for, this brotherhood, and that's why we've got to be detailed. That's the focus to this team. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of noise. Other people are going to try to make it different than maybe what it is for us. But for us individually in this locker room, it's about playing our best ball right now, so we can use that momentum as we move forward.
Getting back to Mike, since no one's asking about him yet. How much communication have you had with him? Did you talk to him yesterday, and where is he in the game planning process? I know you guys Thursday night is usually big.
Yeah, I mean, talked to him last night. Probably was on meds, I'm sure, in a sense. Just kind of just telling me how it came up and came about, but he was well, doing well. And then he actually called me earlier today before I had a missed call, and before I went to practice, and called him back and. He was already watching yesterday's film and giving me some feedback on that. And so that was a good moment there. I know he's locked in. He's catching up from yesterday. That's already in the books. I'm sure he's probably watching this film now that we just finished that. And I'll have my normal Thursday talk as we do. Obviously, it won't be in person in the sense that he's at home resting, recovering. And I'll get on a call with him and Shadi after at the end of the day and go through the game plan as normal and plan and prepare for the rest of the week to be as a normal game week.
How big is this Thursday night meeting?
One more time.
Was he in a better mood than you thought he would be?
When? Last night?
Yeah.
No, I was about to par. Pissed, a little bit pissed, but obviously thankful that he got it done. Just to par.
This Thursday meeting, what is that like, and how important is that to what y'all do on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's the going through the starters, the way we're going to start this game out, how we want to attack these guys, going over situationals, how we're going, favorite plays, favorite third downs, red zones, all that good stuff, depending on down and distance and third down. And I guess the only difference is maybe he wasn't here in person to watch the practice and maybe talk to me as plays came up. But that's what tonight will be about. And it'll really be no different. I mean, as we normally do, tell him why I like to play. In the past, it's been already on the same page, and so I mean, and as I mentioned yesterday, I mean, where we are right now is in the midst of these games and where our game plan is. It's obviously new things, a couple of things here and there each week, but for the most part, we're doing things that we feel most comfortable at practicing, and so practicing over time. So it's not that big of a deal that he hadn't been here, and we'll get it. As I said, it's been actually great. Kudos to Bones, kudos to Shotty, kudos to all the other coaches, honestly, stepping in different parts, team meetings, doing jobs that Mike would normally do, and honestly, and then the guys and the leaders practicing, had a great practice today. Honestly, said maybe one of our best practices all year, and a sense of that was, take some stress off of Mike. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we come in and handle this business, and not only that, everybody knows what this week's about, who we're playing, and the focus that needs to be done.
Has Mike reassured you that he'll be there Sunday on the sideline calling the plays?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that from the jump, knowing that guy, knowing one, how tough he is, two, how tough he says he is. What a great chance to prove it. So, yeah, I figured he would.
How important is his play calling been to your success and the team's success? I mean, we talk about you playing on MVP level, but his play calling has played a role in that.
Yeah, his play calling has been great, honestly, and it's credit to him and the communication, though. It's the communication throughout the week, and in the same sense, Shotty in the way that they're game planning and installing early in the week, and not just only him, Tolzien in the red zone, L-Dub, the short yardage goal line, and Solari in the run game. I mean, everybody deserves their credit where it's due. I mean, our protection plans from Blasco and Haslett, like, it's a full team deal, and everybody's working hand in hand. And as I've mentioned before, their chemistry and their chemistry as coaches and working hand in hand with us, being accountable, holding us accountable, and then us holding ourselves accountable is really where it's all stemming from. But Mike's definitely, as people say, in their bag. I mean, you know what I mean? He's firing them off. He's confident about it, and we're confident when it comes in.
Dak, how do you demonstrate trust to your teammates, and has that evolved in your career? Is it verbal? Is it actions? How do you know?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of all of it, honestly. If you're in that locker room, I'm going to, speed that process up for one, through the communication, through the verbals, and then as we get out there on the field, it's just by showing them through the reps, and then even when a play's not good, or to the expectations of either or, it's about going over there and hashing that out. And at the end of the day, it's communication, and that's something that this locker room does a great job of. As I've just said, the coaches do, and that's a big part of our culture right now is the clear communication and the open lines of communication to be able to develop that trust, grow on that trust, and keep building.
Along those lines, how much did you appreciate CD speaking up after the 49er game saying we got to get our act together a little bit?
We still back there?
Look where you are now. Look where you were. Look where you are
Yeah, I
now.
mean, yeah, y'all panicked. We didn't. Honestly. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the hell out of that guy, everything he does. He's a professional. And, what I appreciate most of that is really just him saying, who he is and what he expects from himself. And really that conversation that he had with me and with Mike of really just saying that is, I think I can change this game. I think I'm a big-time playmaker, and all I'm asking for is a little bit more opportunity to show it, I guess. And so, yeah, that guy does everything the right way. And, I mean, he's just, as I've said before, reaping the rewards for all the work that he's put in this thing, our trust, the way that he attacks and approaches this game, and, yeah, continuing to build.
When you guys do communicate, would you say you two are like-minded individuals, not so much on the football field, but off it, because you're all like-minded. When something goes wrong on the field, you could easily fix it?
That's a tough question. Yeah, I mean, I understand who he is, and at the end of the day, yeah, we both, I guess you could say, are conquerors. We want to overcome whatever it is, whatever that situation or problem is, and being able and being resilient, being tough, and having mental toughness. So whatever it may be, being able to overcome that definitely lessen or shortens the communication, I guess, it takes to get to the solution of whatever it may be. And at the end of the day, that guy's a playmaker and he wants to make plays. And as I've said before, I'm always going to want a guy that around that, asking to make more plays than the opposite. So, yeah, hope I answered that.
A song written about your cadence, is that something you kind of expected at some point?
No, but no surprise. Honestly, Blackbeard in the group had messaged me before that asking, for me to send some lines over of here we go. I'm like, dude, there's enough on TV copy. Like, I appreciate it, but you can grab somewhere. I'm good, focused, and obviously he understood. But yeah, just to see now, obviously hear it and see where things taking off. Congrats to those guys, but just another moment of the reach that this position and the platform that I have. Pretty
You
cool.
said you have one big team goal this year. How important is this game
Huge.
to achieving that?
Yeah, huge. Obviously, it puts us in place for the division. Once again, I don't know how that shapes out, to be honest with you. I just know we got to get this game. And there's multiple games left, so we'll focus on that as we get there. But then also just in the sense of trying to get this one home field and understanding our success through the past couple of years and how great it'd be, to play the postseason here at home. So it's huge. It's definitely a big game.
Going back to CD's got the third most yards of any player on any route on go balls this year. How important is that route to your offense, and what's kind of led to the success of that route and that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that guy's a playmaker. He's fast. We've got to stretch the field, and I think when we do that, show that we're going to do that, it allows everything to come off of that. That's credit to Mike and just the way that we want to attack people. We're going to attack you, and you've got to respect that. And once you do, that opens up the whole playbook.
Yeah, Cowboys offense.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.